it's not that they think we're wonderful or...
Would you say they sort of have arguments on a professional level, of course, and sort of, and you don't with them? Or sort of...
Well, I mean, everything's conducted on a very kind of civilized basis. No one's like screaming at each other.
No, I didn't want to.
But there are constant arguments, like constant disagreements about things.
Yeah.
Every day there's like, you know, and there's a respect about different positions. But in the end, I think the music dictates, you know. I think you start to actually, the music itself will tell you where to go.
Yeah.
And you know, everybody's opinions and kind of instincts are helpful in sort of moving the process along. But, you know, we're trying to be true to the music. And that's, I hope that's what ends up happening with our records.
Yeah, and they both bring something as players to the record as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, Brian is always, you know, inventing noises and trying to get us to kind of throw away everything but just keep the noise. And, you know, Danny's always saying, I want to hear the band play, but he'll pick up a tambourine or a shaker or a guitar. Yeah. You know, so there's that going on as well. So when they're not arguing, they're playing.
Yeah, that sounds good. Really. I read this quote by Daniel Lanois. Yeah?
Very good.
And he said he would like to compare your new album to Pet Sounds. What do you say to that quote?
Way to go, Danny, that's great.
Here we go.
I'm obviously, he can say stuff like that. We certainly can't say stuff like that.
As simple as that, actually.
And, well, I would just encourage him to say that more often, if he possibly could.
Yeah, he's been in the studio a long time.
Yeah. I mean, Pet Sounds...
No.
Pet Sounds is one of the great records, I think, and I think it's too early certainly for us to know whether All That You Can't Leave Behind is indeed a great record or not. But I'm still proud of it, and I enjoy listening to it, which is a very good sign, having worked on it for 2 years, to still hear something from it and go, oh, that's good.
Wow.
That's a nice feeling, you know, because sometimes you finish a record and you can say that about maybe 3 or 4 songs, and then the other ones, you listen to them and you go, oh, that guitar sound, I knew it wasn't the right sound, or whatever. But I'm not feeling that with this record, you know. I hear something and I go, I like that.
That's good. Oh, sorry.
Probably mean it'll sink
I might
like
even buy a copy.
Will you buy a copy also?
Yes, I certainly will.
You could buy 10 even. No.
We could.
What is your favourite song, both of you? Have you got one? Can you tell?
It changes, you know. It changes all the time.
Yeah.
For a while, it was the song that we had worked the least on, because it was the one that sounded the most kind of fresh. So for a while, it was Grace for me, which is one of the last songs we worked on. But I really like Beautiful Day. Again, you know, it's like that one. When it first happened, we were really enthusiastic, and then, you know, you kind of work on it and you finish it, and you kind of take it for granted a little bit. But now I'm really, every time I hear it on radio or whatever, I go, wow, that's strong.
Yeah. And yours?
Yeah, I think in a little while, because we didn't spend that long on it, and that's a really unique vocal performance from Bono, which you know I've never heard him do before, and it just sounds really fresh every time I hear it.
Yeah.
Did that vocal performance take long, or was that sort of one of the first
It took
takes?
long to work up to it.
Yeah.
It was like about 12 hours in a nightclub, I think. And then it happened quite quickly after that.
That was a big part of the sound of the whole thing. Yeah.
And another thing I read is that obviously you're going on tour now, and the kickoff is March 2001 in Miami, and it's sort of a world tournée. Should you say tour?
Tour.
Yeah, with 80 gigs all over the world, and you want to play smaller venues, inside venues, and not these really large stadiums anymore. Why is that?
Well, we will, I'm sure, play some stadiums, but it's the vision for the tour is to start from a smaller place.
Yeah.
With less of a production, less of a big stage set.
Yeah.
And throw the emphasis back towards the music and the band performing the music. Something that doesn't quite come over in a big stadium because the scale of the venue means that really you have to...
You have to be bombastic.
You have to do something very large.
Yeah.
You know? And we took that challenge on board the last two times we went out on the road, and we decided that to do stadiums with any kind of integrity, we had to do something that fitted that size.
Yeah.
But okay, now we're thinking about a tour from a different perspective, and we're not making the stadium thing our priority. We're going to start in smaller indoor facilities, and so it gives us a little less of a headache in terms of how we're going to stage it, and much more freedom into just thinking about the music, the performance, and stripping it down into something a little less visual and more
sort of, what I
organic.
can imagine are sort of two things about playing these mega big, mega light shows, stuff like that. Is sort of one thing I think is that it gets really exhausting, sort of making up a show like that at first, and then checking that everything's going right and things like that, and then of course to top it the next time.
Yeah.
Or is that an aspect too?
We kind of decided to try and top Zoo TV because it was kind of the least likely thing that we would do, and we always seem to be attracted to the option that no one imagines that we're going to take.
Yeah.
I don't know, we're a little perverse in that sense, but I think that this time round we're enjoying not having to really put all that effort into putting the show together. And, it was wonderful to do it, but we've done it twice. We kind of feel like, for the time being, we're going to give ourselves a bit of a break.
Leave that to others.
Yeah. I mean, it was incredible to put that show together. We had a lot of help.
Yeah.
So, but still,
You
in
had
the
my
end...
uncle, by the way.
We did?
He was the chief lighting engineer. Tony Sirakovsky or something like that.
Wow.
He looks like a walrus.
I remember him.
Liar.
Tony.
But those are the people that help.
Right. So, doing a show like that takes so much of your time, and I think we're happy not to have to do that this time.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. That was it.
Thanks, Charlotte.
Thanks.
Thanks.